My garden has featured quite a lot in the videos recently, and it's amazing how many people in the comments have said that it's a very big garden. I don't think it's that big actually, but that's just a matter of opinion. But what I can tell you that's fact is it's just got an awful lot bigger. Way! Yes, my wife and I have just bought this land behind our house, and it adds up to about half an acre. It's been recently used as a paddock for a pony, but before then I think they also grew plants and vegetables in this area. It's mainly covered with just rough grass and weeds, and at one end does have a number of outbuildings, sheds or shacks, which I'll take you into and have a look in a minute. But I think we're going to go clockwise and I'll give you the grand tour. So the first thing you notice, and I don't know how well this comes out on videos, this has actually been ploughed and there's furrows along here where they've been growing vegetables in the past. So it's a little bit up and down, and that's something I'd like to sort out. I really want it a little bit flatter than this. And it looks like material has been pushed to the edge of the field here, where we've got mounds probably up to about half a metre high as well. So I think at some point a mini digger will be required just to level this whole area. As I said, for the last few months there's been a pony in this field, and they actually built a small stable for the pony that they put in the corner here, although when they left they actually took the cladding off, so it's only got the frame left, although it does look like they've left me with all the rubbish at the back here. One thing I did notice the other day was this is an interesting way of fixing to trees. I don't know if that's the prescribed method. There's an awful lot of brambles in this area as well, and quite a lot of these branches are up to 20 mil across. They're quite thick, so that's another little job of getting rid of this sort of stuff with a brush cutter. That's a nice little conifer there. At the corner of the field here is the entrance to the rest of the field that I obviously don't own, and this is about 5 acres of pasture land that there was horses on, but recently they've been evicted. I'm not sure what the owner is intending to do with it now. The boundaries at the moment are just wire fences. An opening like this is now my responsibility, so that is something I'm going to have to attend to. Along the fence line is just full of brambles as well, so you can't even in some areas make out exactly where the fence line stops and starts. It's somewhere down there. I think there's quite a bit of brush cutting to do. So in this middle section here, I'm intending to do some no-dig gardening. I've been watching Charles Dowding for some time, and any sort of gardening that says no-dig, I'm immediately interested in before I even know the details. But I've got some vegetables to lay out, so I'm going to be getting some compost in this centre section. I'm going to be doing some growing as well. So that's one of the priorities, because all my plants now that you would have seen in earlier editions, they've all grown up and they really need to be planted out now. So very soon I'm going to be preparing an area here to start planting out my veg. Around a lot of the perimeter here I've got these wooden posts and this mesh fence that was put in when the horses was here. Some of it I think I'm going to leave in because it suits me, but an awful lot of it is just sort of falling down, so I think it's time I get it removed. The most interesting building on this plot is this tin-clad workshop right in the corner, right next to my existing garden. There's no way to get at it at the moment because it's surrounded by these brambles. I think it's about the same size as my current workshop, or a double garage, and I'm really interested to see what I've got in there, but it's going to have to wait for another day because I just can't get there. So then we come to the famous greenhouse. So yes, this is the famous greenhouse. There's been a lot of comments about this greenhouse because you could have seen it in a lot of my videos from the other side of the fence, and various people have thought about different reasons why this is looking a bit of a mess, but I'm here now to tell you exactly what happened. And the reason this is looking like this is that when this land was split up and the piece of land was sold to build my house, this greenhouse, which wasn't in the best of conditions even then, actually sat along the cut line. So the builders had to move it to put the fence in because this actually straddled across the two pieces of land that they split up. So all they did was just pick it up, throw it to one side to be able to put the fence in and finish the house. And that's where it's sat ever since. So it's really just a bit of an eyesore. So now I own this. One of my first jobs is to cut it up and put it into the skip, which reminds me, now I own some more land, I'm bound to going to need some more tools, but it's a good excuse anyway. And it's convenient because the ITS 100 hours sale has only just started, and I saw a couple of really good deals this morning. So go and see me in the garage and I'll explain them to you and what I've found out while I try to get back into that shed one more time. The latest promotion from ITS is what they're calling a price crash. It's actually 100 deals in 100 hours. So it's not going to last forever, but it has got at least another couple of days to run on it. And there's some really excellent deals. And as usual, I've been looking at the power tools, of course. And something that just struck my eye was this cordless DeWalt brushless grinder body with VAT. That's £108. And while I was looking at that, I just happened to notice that the next drill up from the one that I've got, that's £29.99. That's less than £30 for the next one up from here. I think I'm going to have one of those. But if you're not a DeWalt person and you have to go for some other colour, there's plenty of other offers like these Makita tools and all these Milwaukee tools as well. And they've even got offers on the Vaunt range. You'll know the Vaunt range, you would have seen them in my videos for sure. But what's just popped up is an ITS LED sight light that just uses batteries for the huge cost of £1.20 including VAT. So I think I'm going to have one of those as well. And as usual, whatever you order before 7 PM is guaranteed to be with you the next day. And if you spend over £60, remember to put in my code PROPERDIY and you'll get a free goodie bag with all kinds of bits and pieces. And this really handy light, which I use all the time. Anyway, let's get on and check out. So that's all ordered and it's going to turn up tomorrow. And I think £36 for a new brushless DeWalt drill with a sight light, including shipping and VAT, is a really good deal. And I know that this one is soon coming to the end of its life. So I might as well buy a backup while it's in the sale. Now this sale has only got a couple of days left to run. So go and have a look at their website. I'm sure you'll be impressed and there'll be something for everyone. Anyway, I can't sit here and look at new tools all day. So let's go back out into the garden and I'll show you the rest of my new land. There is no way to get into that shed, barn, workshop or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to have to do a lot of brush cutting and get rid of all these brambles before I have any chance of getting in there, and that must be at least 12-15 meters away. It looks like a little run for something. So at the right hand end of this field is a number of outbuildings, shacks. I wouldn't call them barns. Let me just show you what they consist of. Oh my God. So the first one here, which is sort of in the middle, I've now discovered is absolutely full of firewood. Now this must have been sitting here for around about 15 or 17 years. So I'm not expecting all of it to be suitable. I think the stuff on the top is going to be nice and dry. The stuff on the bottom has probably started decomposing. But there is so much of it, it's going to take years for me to burn all of this. And with all these brambles and stinging nettles here, I can't even get in there at the moment to see what I've got. So just to the right of where I've got all this firewood, it's not very nice, is it? There's another sort of open shack barn thing, which has obviously been used to do some maintenance on cars, because I can see car bodywork. I've got an old battery there, and there's also a pit there, an inspection pit that you can actually do car maintenance on. Not seen one of those for a long time. This one needs a little bit of work on the roof, I think. And as my patrons have already seen, I've got a couple of farm implements here. One has got tines that obviously dig into the ground. The other one is like some type of plough. Both of these look pretty chunky, especially this plough. Whether I'm ever going to be able to move it or not, I really couldn't say, but maybe that's a future restoration as a piece of garden art. Oh, that's a bit dangerous. Oh, hang on a second, what's this? Don't think I'm going to be using that much. Another roofing project, I think, here. Lots of car parts and bits and pieces. And that, I don't think, is going to go down the drain. I think there's all kinds of oil and contamination around here as well. But anyway, keep me busy. Moving further to the left, there's another open shed, shack type thing. With the bonnet of the Austin there. If anyone knows what model that is, please pop it into the comments below. Most of everything in here needs to go into a skip, which isn't the easiest of things, because the closest I can get the skip to here is probably about 50-70 meters away. So all of this I'm going to have to pick up, put on a wheelbarrow on my trolley and cart up back to the house, put the skip in the drive and throw it in there. I think I've got a little bit of roofing to do in this one as well. Nice. So moving on to the next one. This is where I've got this trolley type thing. Oy! Almost did myself an injury there. So it looks like I've got more car parts and another trolley type thing and a gearbox and all kinds of rubbish. So this is the end of the shacks, or shackland as I'm starting to call it. And something I also showed my patrons the other day was this farm hopper as well. Hopper spreader that I'm told it's obviously got a power takeoff from a tractor down there, so stick your seed in the top and spread it all around. But as I haven't got a tractor, and it's probably seen better days, not really sure what I'm going to be doing with this. Something else to get rid of. And this is the corner of the property. There's a gate post in there and also some sort of gate. The fence actually comes along and then kicks at about 60 degrees and ends up going into that corner somewhere, maybe about 7-8 meters away. Lots of little bits of plastic and rubbish over there. So it looks to me like I'm going to use quite a few skips on clearing this, and I've got a feeling the more brambles I take down, the more bits of car parts and old oil and all of that sort of stuff I'm going to come across as well. I can see another lawnmower in there. So I think I'm now the proud owner of either 4 or 5 lawnmowers, only one of which I really want to use. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video and the grand tour of this ½ an acre. I'm sure you'll be seeing plenty of this land in future videos as I go around growing some vegetables in one area and doing some renovation in the other, and seeing what I can do with that shack and actually what's in it, because I have no clue at the moment, while still not ignoring my normal garden. That's going to keep me busy, isn't it? So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please check out the other ones on the channel and please subscribe, and please go and have a look at our Patreon page, where the membership is growing rapidly and there's extra content and extra weekly videos every week. Well, they will be, that's why it's called weekly. So until next time, I'm getting tired just thinking about it.